All right, Shalom, Shalom, Yasharala. This is Brother Yawanah.
This is Brother Adrian.
All right, with the Flaming Fire Israel. I'm going to start off giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. And we ended the cap earlier today so we could do, we supposed to do a Flaming Fire Friday yesterday, but we ended up being able to do it.
Correct.
So we're going to go ahead and do it today through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. And this video is about having a strong foundation. All right, being girded in this truth, being stuck in this firm soil, all right, of the Lord. All right, so go ahead. Get 1 Corinthians 3 verse 10.
Okay, 1 Corinthians 3 verse 10.
All right, bring it up.
It says, according to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me.
Right, according to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me, right? Can you read?
As a wise master builder,
right?
I have laid the foundation.
Right, so you gotta lay the foundation, right? Can you read?
And another builder thereon.
Right. So some brothers, really what this is talking about is you have some brother that build on another man's foundation, and they go off and they do their own thing, and they go off and they do whatever they different. All right, but the next verse is going to explain it, right? Keep reading.
It says, but let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
Right, so you gotta take heed how you build there upon this foundation. All right, so if you on another man's foundation, you got to take heed to how you build upon it. You can't just come and take over things and do things your way, right? But you got to have a foundation, all right? Can you read?
Number 11, for other foundations can no man lay them. Lay them that is laid.
Laid. Right.
Which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Right, so for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is of Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. So Hamashiach Yahweh Shah is the chief cornerstone. All right, he is our foundation. All right, you got a lot of Old Testament Israelites and a lot of Israelites who don't even believe in Yahweh Shah, don't even believe in the foundation. All right, he is the foundation. All right, keep reading.
It says, now if any man build upon this foundation.
Now, if any man build upon this foundation, Ricky read.
Gold, silver,
right? Precious
stones, wood, hay, stubble.
Right. So you got people that's gonna build upon the foundation gold and silver and precious stones, but then you got people that's gonna build wet wood, hay, and stubble. Right? Can you read?
Every man's work shall be made manifest.
Right, so you want to make sure that you building in the gold, the silver, the precious stones. That's the foundation you're using, and you're not building a foundation on hay and stubble. All right, because the hay and stubble's going to ultimately crash. All right, you can't build a foundation and you're using stubble to build your foundation. Right? Can you read?
It says, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
Right.
And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Right. So the fire is going to try every man's work of what sort it is. All right. Jacob's trouble is the fire that the Lord is talking about. All right. The fire we're going to go through to be tried for His truth. All right. The fire is going to prove who is the true Israelites? Who are the ones that's going to endure to the end? Who are the ones that's going to stand up for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah? All right? Who is the true elect in the 1/3? All right? Who is the ones that's really doing the work of the Lord? I believe read 1 Peter 4 and 12. And we'll talk about that real quick. But you good. I think we'll get verse 15. But go to 1 Peter 4 and 12. All right. 1 and 12.
All right. 1 Peter 4 and 12.
Right.
It says, beloved, think it is not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
Right. So it's a fiery trial that's coming to us, man. The men is going to endure to the end. is gonna be saved, man. All right, can you read?
As though so strange thing happened unto you.
Right, as though some strange thing happened unto you. Right, so don't be thinking this fiery trial which is coming is something different than the Lord told you that was gonna come to pass, because these things are gonna come to pass. We're gonna be tried in the fire. Right, so you gotta make sure you build upon that strong foundation. All right, you can't be running straight to the meat if you ain't got the milk. You gotta have the milk. All right, you gotta have to understand. You gotta have the basic understanding. You got a lot of brothers in Israel that running straight to the meat, but they don't have the milk. That's not building your foundation right, man. All right, that's like building. That's like starting to build a building from the top. All right, but you don't have a foundation. You start to try to build a building from the top, the building's gonna fall over because it doesn't have a foundation. All right, so you don't want to build it from the top. You want to build it from the bottom. The basic understanding, the precepts among precepts. How we're gonna go to it after this. All right, so keep reading.
Okay, it says, but rejoice.
But let's get Isaiah 28:9. All right.
28.
Right, so you got to get the milk first. You got to get the understanding. And it's a certain way you got to get the understanding. You can't just go. You got a lot of brothers that get into this truth and, they just want to go straight to these deep prophecies, these deep breakdowns, and they're not built up in the milk yet, and they building gonna crash over on itself, man. All right, so bring that up.
Isaiah 28:9.
Right.
It says, whom shall he teach knowledge?
Right, whom is gonna get the knowledge? A lot of people bring out these scriptures. But whom is going to get the knowledge from the Lord? Whom shall he teach knowledge, right, Kiri?
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Right, and who is going to understand these scriptures? Who's going to get the knowledge and understand them? All right, Kiri?
Them that are weaned from the milk.
Right, that's such a critical verse. You got to be weaned from the milk. You got to already have had the milk, the basic understanding, man. All right, loving your brother. All right. Loving one another, keeping the commandments. All right, the basic understanding of what this truth comes with. All right, Kiri,
and drawn from the breast.
Right, you gotta already have sucked from the breast and got that milk, and then you can get into the deeper understanding, the deeper knowledge. All right, Kiri.
For precept must be upon precept.
Right, precept among precept must prove every word that you say. Right, Kiri.
Precept upon precept.
Another precept upon a precept, right? Can you read?
Line upon line.
The Lord said line upon line, right? Can you read?
Line upon line.
Another line upon line, right? Can you read?
Here a little and there a little.
Right, here a little and there a little is how you're going to get that knowledge and understanding. But before you can get that, you got to have the milk. You got to have the understanding, all right? So, get first. Actually, go back to 1 Corinthians 3:10 and make sure we didn't get. I don't know if we got all of that. 1 Corinthians 3:10. So we was at. Yeah, we read 13. We on 14 now.
Okay,
14.
Okay. It says, if any man's work abideth, which he had built thereupon,
right,
he shall receive a reward.
Right. So if any man's work abide, which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. Right. So if you built upon a strong foundation, you're gonna receive a reward, man. All right. And if you build upon a man's work correctly, all right, say someone died or an elder died, so-called died, even though we know it's not dying. If you continue his legacy the way he would want to have it continue, then you're gonna receive a reward, right? Kiri?
15.
Right.
It says, if any man's work shall be burnt.
Right. If any man's work shall be burned, right, Kiri?
He shall suffer loss.
Right. So say you put in work and you did all the right things, but all your work is burned. Say you lose brothers out the camp. Say all you left with is yourself in this camp, man. Okay. All right. Say everyone left, everyone went and did their own thing, and all the work and all the hard work you put in, and you lost the whole camp. All right. The Lord says, if your work be burned, right, can you read?
But he himself shall be saved.
Right, but he himself shall be saved. Even if you put in all the work and you go hard and you lose a whole camp and your whole camp gets seduced by demons, or your whole camp they don't want to deal with you. All right, he himself shall be saved. Right, can you read?
It says, yet so as by fire.
Right, come on. Give me 1 Timothy 3:6. And I got a precept I want to bring out. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. And are built, we'll start at verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Hamashiach Yahushua himself being the chief cornerstone. So you build upon the foundation of the apostles and the prophets, and Hamashiach Yahushua is the chief cornerstone. The chief cornerstone is the most important stone to keep the building up. The whole building is on that stone. All right. So without Yahushua, your foundation is going to crumble, man. Your building is going to be destroyed. All right, verse 21. In whom all the building fitly framed together grow up into a holy temple in the Lord, in whom you also are builded together for an habitation of God through the Spirit. Right. So look, you gotta have the foundation of Hamashiach Yahushua. All right. That's a chief cornerstone. All right. So a lot of people they don't have that foundation, man. All right. That's the whole scriptures is written of Yahushua. He said, search the scriptures, for in thee you think you find eternal life, but they're all written of him, roughly paraphrasing. Now bring out that 1 Timothy 3:6.
All right, 1 Timothy 3:6.
Right.
It says, not a novice.
Right, not a novice. You know, a lot of brothers that come into this truth and they novices, man. All right, you don't want to be a novice just winging it and you just knowing this and you just winging it and coming up with things. All right, you want to make sure you got that milk first, man. All right, can you read?
Lest being lifted up with pride.
Right, and a lot of our people are novices that is lifted up with pride, man. You can't tell them nothing. They talk when you talking. You can't get your word out. All right. They claim they're in the truth and they serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but they going off and they think they're the most high. They think their way is the way and no other way is. All right, can you read?
It says he fall into the condemnation of the devil.
Right, and a lot of brothers they play with fire, man. All right, and they can fall into the condemnation of the devil. A lot of brothers they want to still be in the world while being in this truth, man, because they not built upon that strong foundation. They want to still be with Edomites and they want to still get drunk and party and have fun and things like this, man. You serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua now, man. You're not serving the flesh. All right, the flesh isn't of the spirit. How can you be having the spirit but you still fulfilling the lust of the flesh? All right, you can't. Right, can you read?
It says, moreover, he must have a good report of them, which are
that.
So which are without,
right?
Lest he fall into reproach and snares of the devil.
Right. So you gotta have a good report, man. All right. It's important to have a good report in Israel and brothers and sisters to know you come in truth and sincerity, trying to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're not gonna have a good report if you full with pride, man. If you still fulfilling the lust of the flesh and you still doing whatever you want to, but you just got some fringes on, man. You're not built on that strong foundation, man. You're not built on that strong foundation where you ain't going. A lot of brothers, they gonna be the ones that's teeter-tottering, man. When Jacob's trouble kicks off, man. All right, we might be the ones, but we hoping to be among the elect, man, if it be the Lord's will. But to be among the elect, you gotta be built on that strong foundation. All right. So Kiri, what was that? All right, that's it on that. Get Matthew 7:24. Well, actually, give me Matthew. I got actually Matthew. Yeah, give Matthew 7:24. Yeah, bring it up.
All right. Matthew 7:24.
Right.
Says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine.
Right, Hamashiach is talking, and he said, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, can you read?
And doeth them, I will like him unto a wise man.
Right, can you read?
Which buildeth his house upon a rock.
Right, so you want to be a wise man that's building their house upon a rock, man. All right, a strong foundation. All right, can you read? A sturdy foundation. All right, can you read?
This is in the rain.
And the rain descended.
Okay. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not.
So all these, if you got a house that's built upon a strong foundation, the rain's gonna come, the flood's gonna come, the wind's gonna blow. What does that symbolize? Jacob's trouble, the hell we're gonna go through for the Lord, all the hell that comes with this truth. But what did the Lord say to it right here?
It says, for it was founded
read
upon a rock.
Read that last bit again.
Okay. It says, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and it beat upon the house.
Right, it was tearing that house up, man. Suffering, affliction. All right, can you read?
And it fell not.
And it fell not. All right, because it's built upon the strong foundation, right? Can you read?
For it was founded upon a rock.
Because it had the foundation of the rock. You want to have that foundation when you're serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You want to be girded up in this truth like a wise man. All right. You don't want to be someone that's saying you in the truth, but then you still moving worldly. All right. So get the next verse.
It says, everyone that heareth these sayings of mine,
and everyone that hears the saying of the Lord, right? Can you read?
And doeth them not.
And these people don't do them. The ones that do them, they're gonna have a sturdy house, and nothing's gonna blow down the house. All right. So like, bring it up.
Shall be likened unto a foolish man.
You go instead of a wise man, the Lord said you're gonna be a foolish man. All right, for not hearing his words and taking heed to him. Right, can you read?
Which buildeth his house upon the sea, upon the sand.
Like someone building that house upon the sand, man. That's the worst place to build a house is on sand, man. All right, it's gonna be like someone that build their house upon sand, right? Can you read?
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and it beat upon that house, and it fell.
So if you don't have that strong foundation, the winds, the tribulation, all right, the distress you're gonna go through in this truth, is gonna beat upon that house and it'll fall. Your foundation, if you don't have a good foundation, by trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that your house is gonna fall down, man, because it's not built upon a strong foundation, right? All right, go ahead.
And great was the fall of it.
And great was the fall of it, man. You know, a lot of brothers, they're gonna be deep in, they're gonna really be trying to serve, saying they serving the Lord, saying they doing these things, but their foundation isn't built upon the Lord, and their fall is gonna be great, man. All right. Give me Luke 21 and 34.
Luke 20 and 34.
Right.
It says, and Yahushua answering and said,
21 and 34.
21 and 34?
Yeah.
Sluckivism.
You good?
All right. 21 and 34.
All right.
It says, and he take heed to yourselves.
We did that again.
And it says, and take heed to yourselves.
And take heed to yourself. Right?
It says, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering.
A suffering.
A suffering.
Right. So you gotta take heed to yourself, man. All right. Take heed to your mind. Take heed to this truth, and make sure that you're built upon this strong foundation. Right? Kiri?
And drunkenness.
And drunkenness, man. You don't want to be drunk out here. You don't want to get drunk and be caught out here sleeping, man. And drunk of the wine of fornication of America, and out here drunk in the world. All right. I know this music, bro. All right, go ahead.
And cares of this life.
And what?
And cares of this life.
Right. You don't want the cares of this life to have you be blinded for you not to see that you're not built upon a strong foundation. You don't want the cares of this life to take you away. All right. That's a serious problem. That's why you gotta constantly take heed to yourself and constantly make sure that you're moving in the right way. All right.
I got a little bit. The rest
Yeah,
of
go
it.
ahead.
It says, and so that they come upon you unawares.
It's a lot of people that they gonna come upon them unawares, man. You gotta make sure that you're not one of those people, man. All right, you gotta make sure this day doesn't come upon you unawares. All right, you gotta stay in serving Yahweh by Shemi Shah. All right, in truth and sincerity. Get Luke 8 and verse 12. Luke 8 verse 12. Luke 8 and 12. All right, so you gotta be built upon that strong foundation, man. All right, it's key to be built upon a strong foundation, because you're not built upon a strong foundation, you'll be caught out there. All right. So you got to take heed to yourselves so you don't be caught out there. You don't be caught out in this world not built upon a strong foundation. All right. So get Luke chapter 8 and verse 12.
Luke chapter 8, verse 12.
Well, you can actually start at 11.
Okay. Luke chapter 8, verse 11.
All right.
Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of Yahweh.
Right. So this is a parable coming from Yahweh Shah. Right. Can you read?
Those by the wayside are they that hear.
Right. So a lot of people, they hear this word. Right. Can you read?
It says, then cometh the devil and take away the word out of his heart.
Right.
Lest they shall believe and be saved.
Right. Can you read?
It says, they on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy.
Right. So these are people that heard the word. They received the word with joy. All right. But their seed's not on good ground, man. Just like your house not being built on strong foundation. Right. Can you read?
And these have no root.
And they have no root. They have no foundation. These people don't have no foundation. They don't have no root because they were built upon rocks, man, and not good soil, not a good foundation. Right, can you read?
It says, which for a while believe.
Right, and a lot of our people for a while, they're going to believe, man. These people are going to believe in this truth. These people are going to be, quote unquote, serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, can you read?
And in time of temptation.
And in a time of temptation, Jacob's trouble. In the time of temptation in this world, in this sinful Babylon the great we're living in a time of temptation, right?
Fall away.
Right, they fall away from the truth. They fall away and they go back into the world. They fall away and they get put to death because they're not in this good root. They're not in this good soil. They're not built upon a good foundation. Right, can you read?
It says, and that which fell among thorns are they which then they have heard.
Right, they heard. They hear this word, man. They hear the words of the Lord. Right, can you read?
It says, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life.
All right, so you could get the word choked out of you by the riches and the cares of this life, man. All right, you can get choked out. You can get the word choked out of you right? Can you read?
And bring no fruit to
Perfection. Right. So, and they bring no fruit to perfection because they worried about the cares of this life. They worried about the things of this world. They don't take heed to themselves to make sure they put a strong foundation. They don't take heed to themselves to make sure they moving according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. They didn't take heed and come fix the building. All right. They didn't take heed and look outside and, oh man, my building gonna fall down if I don't. They didn't go fix the building. They didn't go and get the seed out and put it in good root. All right, they left the root in the bad soil, in the rocks, and among thorns, and it didn't grow. It didn't bring no fruit. All right, the foundation in the bad ground or the bad land, the bad sowing the seed among thorns and sowing the seed among bad soil is the same thing as the foundation. All right, they're synonymous. All right, so that's it on that. Give me Proverbs 24:10. Right, so you cannot be in this truth and be having a foundation that isn't built upon Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, you can't have a foundation built upon your elders. You can't have a foundation built upon these other people and men. All right, you can't have a foundation built. Not saying that brothers can't build a foundation, but their foundation has to be built on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, brothers can build a foundation, but the foundation, the ultimate foundation, has to be upon Yahweh Shem Yahushua. If their foundation is because of their lust, if their foundation is because they want power, if their foundation is because they want to be in power and they want to tell people what to do and they want to be in control, then their foundation isn't built off Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, so come, bring that up. Proverbs 24:10.
Proverbs 24:10.
Right.
It says, if thou faint. Sluggy is one. If thou faint in the day of adversity.
Right. So if you faint in the day of adversity, when Jacob's trouble come, when your faith is on the line, when the true worshipers is going to stand up and endure to the end for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right, Kiri?
Thine strength is small.
What did the Lord say?
Thine strength is small.
Your strength is small, man. Your strength is small, and that can even be used for your foundation is small, man. Because if your strength is small, your foundation is small, man. All right, because you weren't built up, you weren't rooted in that good soil. All right, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, so if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small, man. All right, now give me Proverbs 24:16. It's right there next to this. All right. So you can't faint in the day of adversity because your strength is small if you faint in the day of adversity. All right. So
Proverbs 24:16. It says, for as just men falleth 7 times.
For a just man falleth 7 times. Right?
And
right.
Raiseth up again.
Right. And riseth up again. Right.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Right. So look, you don't ever want to be caught up in this. Of course we're going to sin. Of course we're going to go off. But you want to fall and rise up again, man, and go harder for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. In Baruch, the 4th chapter, it says, now being returned to the Lord, seek him 10 times more. All right? You got to seek the Lord 10 times more in this truth, man. All right? Especially when you're going off, especially when you're in sin, fast and pray and turn back into the Lord with all thy mind and with all thy soul, man. All right, so get Proverbs 25:28. Right. So you got to have rule of your spirit. You got to make sure your foundation is correct. You got to make sure that you're serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua and you're not trusting in man, because cursed be the man that trusts in man. Cursed be the man that maketh flesh his arm. All right, so come on, bring it up.
All right, Proverbs 25:28.
All right.
It says, he that hateth no rule over.
Read that again. He that have.
Oh, it's like he that had no rule over his own spirit.
He that have no rule over his own spirit, his own house. Because what you have to understand is that our bodies are the temple of God. This is our house. This is our spiritual house. If you don't have a rule of your own house, your own spirit, to check and make sure your foundation is right, to check and make sure you're built up on that good soil, to check and make sure what's coming to your, what's gonna come past, and check it. And look, you gotta even be ready for the storm to come. You got to be in these prophecies ready for when that storm come trying to blow down your building. For when these things come to pass, and when the wind hitting you and the flood coming. This is what you in this right now before while the weather's clear, man. All right, can you read?
It says, let's see, his own spirit is like a city that is broken down.
Oh, your own spirit is like a city that is broken down, right, can you read?
And without walls.
And without walls, without foundation. All right, your spirit is like a broken down city with no foundation, without no walls. People can just come in and they can destroy you, man. You don't have no protection. All right, they can just come in and destroy you. These demons can come in and they can take hold of you. You can fall by the wayside, man. All right. The cares of this life, the things Satan and these so-called demons on the left side can take you and have you thinking that this life is for you, and this is your rest, man. So that's why you got to have the foundation of the scriptures, man. All right? Give me Matthew 3 and 12. All right? Matthew 3 and 12.
Matthew 3 and 12.
Right, bring it up.
Whose fan is in his hand, and he will through his flood. His flood.
Where we at?
Right here.
And he will thoroughly purge his floor. Read it again from the top.
It says, whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor.
Right, can you read?
And gather his wheat into the garner, but he will burn up the chaff and
with unquenchable
fire.
Right, so the Lord's gonna burn up the chaff with the unquenchable fire, man. All right, he's gonna gather his wheat into the garner, but he's gonna burn up the chaff with the unquenchable fire. They're not gonna be able to take the heat. They're not going to be able to take Jacob's trouble. They're not going to be able to take these things because they're not going to be built upon that strong foundation. They're not going to be able to build themselves upon it in that good root. All right. So you got to be sure that you focus on this kingdom and you build upon that strong foundation, man. All right. And you still give me 2 Corinthians 4 and 13. All right. 2 Corinthians 4 and 13.
Okay. 2 Corinthians 4 and 13. It says, we having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written.
Right.
I believe, and therefore I have spoken.
Right. Have I spoken? Right. Can you read?
Have I spoken? We also believe and therefore speak.
Right. Can you read?
Knowing that he was risen.
Which raised.
Raised up the Lord. Up the Yahweh Mashiach shall raise up us also by Yahweh and shall present us with you.
Right, so you got to have that faith that you're going to be raised up, man. How you have to show that faith that you raised up? Checking your foundation. Taking heed to yourself. One of the biggest things that Yahweh was about is watching. All right, you got to be watching, man. You got to be watching for that storm. You got to be watching, making sure your house is built up correctly to endure that storm. You got to be watching, making sure your plant is built on that good seed, man. All right, that good soil, man. All right, Kiri?
It says, for all things are for your sakes.
Right.
That the abundant grace might throw the Thanksgiving of many redound and of the glory
to the glory
of Yahweh.
Right. So that's it on that. I didn't even really want that verse. Give me Hebrews 1 and 10.
Hebrews 1 and 10.
Yeah, we're gonna get a couple more scriptures.
Hebrews 1 and
10. Right.
Hebrews 1 and 10. It says, for it became him for whom are all things.
Right.
And by whom are all things, and bring many sons upon glory.
Right. Unto glory.
Unto glory. to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering.
Right. So our salvation is going to be made perfect through suffering. Why? Because Yahweh Shah suffered in Isaiah 50, the 53rd chapter. All right. We got to go through this suffering. We got to go through this hell, man. All right. We got to go through this pain, and we got to have our house built up for it, man. All right. We got to be built up in the spirit through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. So you want to take heed to yourselves and constantly watch for yourselves. And I don't think I got a precept. So like, bear with me. I think we might just close out because I could get in more, but we run out of time. You got any presets you want to pull out on? Yeah.
I don't have none.
Right. I got a precept. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. Right? The nukes and the trumpets, right? And the elements, right? Hell shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Right? So look, the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night, man. That storm is going to come like a thief in the night. Before the Lord comes, we're going to go through hell. We're going to go through through Jacob's trouble. So the storm's going to come when you least expect it. The Lord says they shall be speaking of telling everyone that good things is going to happen. The time where they think everything is going great, then boom, the Lord is going to burst through the clouds. Boom, the Lord is going to put these nations into captivity. Boom, we're going to be going into Jacob's trouble, and then the Lord is going to be wanting to come, and the Lord is going to come back after Jacob's trouble. All right? So, I mean, at the end of Jacob's trouble, to save the Israelites that endured to the end. I'm pretty sure I'm good on that. Hopefully Israel got the point. That you gotta have a strong foundation. That's what the video is about. Man, having a strong foundation and trusting in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Could have did a little longer lesson, but we had kept today too. So this is Flaming Fire Friday, but it's on Saturday. We tried to make up for it through the spirit. We weren't able to get it last night. We was out to camp till 4 a.m. last night. So hopefully brothers and sisters was edified. And with that, we want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right. And Shalom Israel.
Shalom, brothers.
And Kwam Yasharal.
Kwam Yasharal.